Hello everyone. In this video, I will show you how to use the MEXC exchange for futures trading. I will be going through how to fund your account, show you how to use leverage safely, and how to open, manage, and close trades. MEXC is a non-KYC exchange, meaning you don't need to do any identity verification to trade. It also has the lowest fees in crypto trading by far, and it's the exchange I personally use for my trading. First things first, we're going to need to create an account with MEXC. You can sign up normally through the website, or you can choose to use my affiliate link in the description. Using it will get you 10% off your lifetime fees. So full disclosure, when you sign up with my link, I get a cut of any trading fees you pay, rather than that part going to the exchange itself. Signing up is the usual. You just put in your email and your password, and then you verify it, and then you're done. And you can go back to the MEXC homepage, and we'll go from there. Once our account is created and we're logged in, we can go from the home page and we're going to go to our wallet. From our wallet, click on Spot. This will take us to our Spot wallet where we can deposit and find our crypto. This is how we fund our account, right? How we get the money in the account. So we're going to click on Deposit. Select the coin that we want to deposit. I usually just do Tether on an off-chain like BSC or TRX, as these can be sent from most other major exchanges, and it's really cheap. Just send it to whatever the address is that shows up here. Make sure you always double check it when you're sending money in crypto, because you cannot recover your crypto if you send it to the wrong address. Once you've deposited, you can just go back to your exchange wallet and see that it showed up properly. If you just sent USDT, you can simply click transfer in the top right, and we're going to say transfer from spot to futures and send our USDT to our futures account. If you sent a different crypto, say XLM or XRP, to save on fees, or any other crypto, you'll have to go to spot in the top left here, and then click on spot again, and this will take you to the spot trading interface, and you'll have to swap it for USDT here to sell it. We won't be doing that as we just have USDT on this account. But now that our account is funded, we're going to transfer it over, say all, and now we have 100 USDT in our futures account. Now that the account is funded, we're ready to start trading. We're just going to find futures in the top left, hover over that, and go to perpetual futures. This gives us two options, USDTM and CoinM. The difference between these two is that with USDTM, you risk USDT, and when you win, you get USDT. With CoinM, you can use your crypto like Bitcoin or ETH to trade, but when you win, you get Bitcoin or ETH, and when you lose Bitcoin or ETH. We're just going to stick to USDTM because it's a lot more trading pairs, and it just keeps things simple. This brings us to our trading page. Starting from the top left, we'll see our ticker with some information. So we get our price, changes, etc., right? If we click on the ticker itself, we open this little list, and this will show us all the other available trading pairs. This can be great if you're trying to find different tickers to trade. You can sort by volume or by percentage change. For now, we're just going to stick to Bitcoin. If you are going to be trading shitcoins, I would recommend keeping an eye on the volume. If you're trading a small account, try to stick to things above 500,000 in 24-hour volume. If you're trading a big account like over 50,000, just try to stick to the major coins. Because when you trade a coin where you're a large percent of the volume, you can move the market or just struggle filling your orders, and this can really mess you up. So always try to stick to something with volume. Below the ticker information, we get the chart. This is the same exact chart that you might see on TradingView, just a little more basic, a little less features. To the right of that, we get the order book. The order book is where we can see every long and short order currently set on MEXC. For every trade taken, there needs to be someone on the other side. So if you want to long one Bitcoin, someone needs to fill your order and go short one Bitcoin. There's two ways to fill an order, maker and taker. The only difference between these is just how much you're paying in fees. But if you set a buy order, you're trying to buy one Bitcoin, and you're in this green list, right? You place on the order book, you create an order in the order book, you are a maker and you pay a lot less in fees than if you're a taker where you want to buy and you take someone else's order, right? You don't wait for them to fill you, you take their order, you're a taker. Again, the only difference it really makes is the fee you pay, which on MEXC is still not really much. Then, the most important part, our trading interface. Starting from the top, we have two buttons, open and close. We'll just be using the open button. Below that, we have two buttons. These are where we set our leverage for longs and for shorts. Leverage simply changes how big of a position you can open, and it adjusts your liquidation price depending on how high your leverage is. I always just keep this at 10x on isolated. I'm not going to get into how liquidation and everything works right now, but just know you don't need 100x leverage ever. You just increase your position size on a lower leverage. Following that, we get three buttons, limit, market, and trigger. A limit order is simply, say I want to buy Bitcoin at 9,000 and price is at 10,000. Well, I just enter a limit and I just say 9,000 and however much Bitcoin I want to buy. And then it'll show up on the order book here, right? This is just placing a regular order. I'll say open long at 9,000. If I wanted to do a market order, right? Second option, this only gives us one box, the quantity, as this will just fill at whatever the best asking price is. Whatever someone's willing to sell at, it'll buy, right? So this is if you really want to get into a trade real quick, you can use a market order. Then we get trigger, and this actually has a little drop down. Trigger, trailing stop, and post only. Trigger is simply, say I only want to buy when it gets above a certain level, so Bitcoin's at 10,000, but I only want to buy if it gets above 11,000. Well, I can set the trigger price to 11,000, click on market, fill in my quantity, and then say open long. So this will only trigger that market order once Bitcoin hits that price. Then we get a trailing stop. This is just a stop loss that moves up with price. So if I buy at, say, 10,000, price goes to 11,000, well, I can have it trailing so that if it now comes back down again, it'll stop out. And as price chugs up, it'll keep moving that stop loss up automatically. And then we have a post only order. This is basically a limit order, but it only will ever fill as a maker order. So I can set this wherever I want, right? But if I were to try to open a long above the current asking price, right? So if I would fill someone else's order, so right now people are selling for 26,140, and I say I want to buy at 26,200, well, that order is going to cancel immediately because I'd fill someone else's order. So only if this is below the current price, so if I say 26,000, then I can open that order. And you'll see the open order down here. Just going to cancel this. You can also see it on the chart. So that's how a post-only order works. When we actually go to open a position, most likely we'll be using a limit order, right? Just the most basic type of order. MEXC actually comes with a very nice tool called the long TPSL or the short TPSL, and this will let us calculate the profit or loss at our stop or at our TP before we ever open the position. Now, there's a good rule in trading that you never risk more than 5% of your account on a single trade. So if I was just trading with $100, I couldn't risk more than $5. So what do? I set my order, say I want to buy here, and my stop loss is, say, 25,690, below that low there. I will now adjust this slider to whatever my risk preference is, as long as it stays below that $5 mark, right? That's kind of the goal here. And what you'll notice actually is that we get an option here. We have a little thing here saying buy long $996, right? Basically $1,000. Same thing on the short side here. So this price up here, this is the actual amount that we're currently opening, and this is the max amount we can open. Now what you'll see is I got $100 in this account. I'm on 10x leverage, so I can open about $1,000, right? If I go on 100x leverage here, if I were to open now $1,000, that's I can open 10 times more, right? If I open $1,000, that's still the same risk as if I was on 10x leverage, right? Except I'm just upping my liquidation risk by being on higher leverage, right? So we always want to make sure to just be on lower leverage because you don't need the high leverage. You're just taking liquidation risk. Yeah, we just adjust that. And then once we're happy, we've got our order set, we can press the open long button. Now, I'm just using this as an example, so I'm just going to open the smallest possible position. I'm going to open that. We are now in a position that will show up in the bottom here, right? So we'll see BTC USD perpetual, the ticker we're trading, the value of the entire position. So this is our margin times our leverage, right? So how much money we actually put into the trade times our leverage. Then our entry price, the current trading price, and then the important one, when you first open a position, is your liquidation price. Now, because we're on 10x leverage, this isn't a problem, right? Our liquidation price is at 23,600. We're very far away from that. We don't have to worry about it. If I were to now open a position on, say, 100x leverage, I'm going to do the same roughly position size. Let's just $8 roughly. What we'll see now is on 100x leverage, our liquidation price is at 25,980. Now what you'll notice is the stop loss, well, that's at 25,690. So we get liquidated over here, right? Big red line, we get liquidated, and our position would be forcibly closed. But our stop loss is only there. We're only wrong there. The profit and loss we make on this trade is still the same, except now we need to worry about liquidation. So again, keeping your leverage low is just a good way to avoid that risk. If you ever do have a liquidation price that is, say, above your stop loss, you can simply go into margin. There's a little edit button there, and you can just push that slider, say confirm. This will add extra margin to your position, and now our liquidation price is nowhere close, and we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, we have a position open. We're not getting liquidated. Next step is to always check that your stop loss is in the right place if you haven't already checked that. And then we can start setting our take profit levels. So say I want to take profit at these wicks. What I'm going to do is not use the TP option here. And instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here, going to select the price. So in this case, 26,500. And I'm just able to select the quantity here, percentage of my position. Well, I want to close 50% of my position there. And I want to close another 50 at 27,250, right? Now, as price comes up there, these orders will already be on the order book. So the only way for it to go further up is for someone to buy my position, right? For someone to buy the coins I'm selling. So you'll see them there, the little dot, 26,500. That's my order. And now we're good, right? We've got our stop loss, we're not getting liquidated, and our TP orders are set. We can then find those orders back. So we can drag them here on the chart if we want, but we can also go in the open order section. We can find our TP and SL orders and our limit close orders here. And if we ever want to close them, cancel them, we could just click on the cancel order there or the revoke here, and that will cancel those orders. If we ever want to panic button and immediately get out of the position, there's a market close position button there that will immediately close the position when clicked. And the flash close here will also immediately close at market. If we ever want to do that, but then immediately trade the opposite direction, so we've been long and we want to immediately exit and immediately go short, we can click on the little reverse button here, and it'll go from long to short with the exact same dollar amount. So we'll market close and then market open short. What that looks like, now we're short, right? And we can see our liquidation price is too close again because we don't want to stop out too quick. So we can set our stop loss this time above price, and it'll give this warning. It should be lower than estimated liquidation. So we can now add margin again, right? Again, if we just trade on 10x leverage, we don't need to worry about these low liquidation prices. They'll just be far away from our orders, and it's nothing to worry about. With this, we've covered basically everything you'd need, right? You can open and close positions. You can fund your account. So to recap, go to USDTM futures, set your leverage to 10x isolated. And when taking a trade, you set your orders at the desired price. Check the stop loss, the estimated P&L, that it's not too big, right? That you're not losing more than 5%. Then change the position size. By the way, never change your stop loss based on how much you're risking. And then when that position is open, you double check that you're not getting liquidated, that your stop loss covers it, and then you can set your TP orders using the close buttons over here. I hope this video has been helpful and that you now know how to use MEXC. Thank you for watching.